Welcome to the 13th episode of NPSee, the series that aims to bring the unimportant NPCs from games to light. Let us dive right into the vast province of Cyrodiil in Elder Scrolls 4: Oblivion. This episode it is time to change the pace and head over to Anvil Castle to the far, far southwest. Inside its halls there are many important people, the Countess obviously standing out. When Crow visited with Elregale in episode 8, he got interested in the little guys. Today we look at 3 of the staff members that have the least to do with anything important, 2 of which embody that to the extreme. Berilorn is a wood elf man that serves as the castle mage and is often found in the local mages guild. Beatrice Jean, or Geen, and Collins Dedrine, or something, are castle servants. That's it. When you talk with Berilorn, he speaks of his position and practice.
I'm Berilorn, Anvil's castle mage. Perhaps you've heard of my work on magical resistances. Our gracious countess funds my research. I ward tame rats with resistance spells, then shower them with elemental attacks.
He is a stand-up professional, and, much like his hair, is in a high-up position. Perhaps it is to make him look taller. Approaching Beatrice, she says,
"What do you want?"
"Oh.
Good day."
And Colin?
What? You too.
Yeah, I wasn't joking when I said unimportant NPCs in the intro. Bee and Cole have -1 personality between them and have nothing to share and nothing to say. It is not unheard of, but from my experience, rare in itself to have individuals without personal expositions or story in Oblivion. May as well cover a couple of them. Their conversational preferences ought to now be examined. Admire.
Anvil is all in an uproar. Nice place.
What a wonderful compliment.
What nonsense.
Don't talk such rot.
Joke.
Anvil wouldn't be my choice. No proper exotic. Folks,
Not funny. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, that's just stupid.
Coerce.
I'm sorry. You're going to hell.
I can't argue with that.
Oh, please.
I won't fight you.
Boast.
I'm here to deal with you.
I doubt it.
Gracious, what a hero.
My life is drab and wretched.
That's not bad.
Thanks.
Isn't that sweet of you?
The little elf moves around a decent amount, though still spending most of his time locked away. He wakes up at noon, having stayed up quite late. Between then and 2 p.m. he remains in his chamber, studying and practicing his arts, or just standing around. From 2 till 5 he goes to the local Mages Guild chapter in the middle of Anvil. There he does research and mingles, or just stands around. He then returns to his room for a bit, before attending the Countess's dinner at 8. At 12 he goes back to his room and continues his reading and alchemizing, until his bedtime at 6 a.m. Bee and Cole, on the other hand, are not quite so interesting. They wake up at 6 a.m. and breakfast for 2 hours. At 8 a.m. they start to wander between the kitchen and the dining room, likely sorting out the provisions, cleaning and performing other duties, which have no animations. They break at 5 p.m. for some nosh. At 7 they return to preparations before the guests begin to arrive at 8. They both take positions in the room, standing still and at the ready to serve. When the event draws to a close at midnight, the pair return to their beds. Despite their lack of personality, I do admire their dedication to their work. I feel a little bad for mocking them now. Not enough to stop though. Berilorn is a member of the Mages Guild, the large collective of those that practice the arcane arts. The guild has vast influence with a chapter in each of the cities in Cyrodiil. The Anvil chapter is a swish manor just opposite the north gate, demarcated with the guild's symbol hanging afore the door. The guild's headquarters is the Arcane University in the Imperial City. All 3 subjects of the video are staffers of the Anvil Castle. And naturally, they live inside the castle itself. It is a huge, magnanimous construction separated from Anvil town by a large bridge. Its design is that of many white-bricked, orange-tiled sections and towers pressed up against each other in ostentatious glory. Walking through the huge front gate leads to a quaint and serene garden area. A small door from here leads to the barracks, but the main one leads to the well-decorated entry lobby, accentuated with white drapery and a red carpet. An archway forward leads to the throne room, the throne just ahead where the Countess holds court. Offshooting from the lobby to the right is the smithy, clearly beyond that is the castle barracks, outfitted for the guards to reside in. Down the hall of that is the dungeon. To the left of the throne room is a door that leads to the tasteful dining chamber wherein the Countess holds her parties. A large table covered with foods and utensils provides the setting. Further in leads to the kitchen to the left and servants' quarters to the right. Here is where Beatrice and Colin reside. She lives to the room in the left and he in the one to the right. Each is equally unpleasant, small and bare. Returning to the throne room, flanking the seats are staircases that lead up to the private quarters. Therein are a few halls and rooms, all lavishly decorated. The larger countess's chamber is exquisite, and a door from there leads to the lovely balcony. There is also the pleasant advisor's room. The room is pleasant, not her. And last but not least, the court mage's room. Berylon resides in the latter. It is a good-sized room with an open plan. He has a comfortable bed at the far side, an outfitting area, and a well-stocked desk. There is an alchemy setup equipped with a full set of novice tools and a few ingredients and potions. Mort flesh. I can't imagine that smells good. Beside it is a bookshelf. Peeking for valuables reveals a jewelry box behind the bed, and a special book in the bedside cupboard. Ngasta Kvata Vakis, or something. 'Tis a book in the slowed tongue. They have too much lore to explain. It is a good space for a wizard such as he. B and Cole hold generic castle keys and a few goldies in their pockets. On attack, they resort to mostly just running, and sometimes standing still and just accepting death.
Pickpocket, guard your purse. By the night. By the night. Can't you?
Their bodies are drably adorned. Both wear the same outfit: green felt linens, green woolen shirt, and huntsman moccasins. Berylon carries a more interesting array. Other than his keys and gold, he holds a few alchemical flowers, and, oddly, a bone and some shears. I wonder what he uses those for. When attacked, he resorts to the obvious: magical spells. He harries you with destruction and... he just rose the dead! Necromancer! The bone, the shears, the mort flesh! He's a practitioner of the dark arts, funded by the Countess. Perhaps she's an accomplice. This foul magic is seeping into the very governance of the land. He is adorned in a magically enchanted robe called Robe of Deflection that reduces all damage he receives by 5%. It is a good find. They all deserve a little love, I think.
Greetings, Orc. Such violence!
I think you should leave.
I decided to look at the whole castle to give a chance at picking a larger group. This list was honestly smaller than I thought it would be. I had expected less people to be important, but there are quite a few important people in this castle, whether they tie into questlines or factions. I will likely be doing more and more episodes like this going forward, when I want to look at a group of people that are interlinked. I already have my eye on a couple good ones. As far as the other castle members, perhaps you ought to play Oblivion to find out what makes them so special. Let the NPCs Berylon, Beatrice, and Colin be NPC'd. Thank you for joining me, and... subscribe! No wonder he researches separately from the guild.